Okay, welcome Libra risings and those with their moons in Libra to Sagittarius season. And so this is your energy forecast for November 21st till December 21st. If you're new to me, thanks for joining me and giving me your time today. My name is Trina. I am your intuitive guide with a chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies through astrology and through the cards. These are our cards, the Power of Eight, which we will be pulling today, as well as a special guest deck, Butterfly Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue for life changes. All right, so let's get started, Libra. So if we look at your astrology, we can see that the sun and everything moving in Sagittarius, there's a big clumping of planets called a stellium in your third house. This is a busy house for you. You're going to be busy in December, okay, Libra? So expect lots of communications, lots of learning, lots of social media. Very good for business too, if you own your own business or you work in sales, things like that. Good for digital marketing, branding, things like that. Could be a good time to get new business cards, new webs, or revamp your website, or create a nice funnel or whatever, right? But the third house is quite often about these communications and the marketing, and it's like the mercantile selling and things, but it's also about your community. I mean, you'll probably be busy with neighbors, Libra. Some new texts and social activity with the neighbors, for example, and with your siblings. Okay, Libra, you will hear more from your sisters and brothers at this time as well. Now, we do get this new moon, new beginnings, okay, in Scorpio on November 20th. So the day before Sagittarius begins. New moon, new beginning in Scorpio. What does that mean for you? That's in your second house of money. So this is a good time because when we mix the third and second house, it's a very good time to do paperwork for money. What is it that you have where you might have been putting off, where you could maybe get a grant, or you could get government money, or you could sell something or whatever to gain more money in that second house through as this new moon is going through the second house for you? Okay, so it is a money thing. So, and it's also about your value and your self-worth. Could be about the second house, can also be about the food that's going in your mouth. Food is fuel, and that can help with your health, but it has a lot to do with your self-worth too. There's going to be a lot of like your values and how you value yourself, but it's also quite a bit about the income, the money. So work on that stuff if you can to bring in. It could be if you own your own business, for example, to create a nice funnel, to get people who don't know who you are to buying from you. There's that, but it could be a good communications vibe for learning something new and selling. So that looks good for you, Libra. Take advantage of that. Libra, you are run by Venus. That's your planet. So what's Venus doing? Well, Venus is in Sagittarius until December 25th. That is your third house. You have a lot of luck with selling in the third house stuff. It could be vehicle stuff too, Libra. I forgot to say. There could be something like a new vehicle or some luck. Maybe you'll win a vehicle. That'd be nice. Or just getting a new lease or a new financial arrangement when it comes to your vehicle as well. But there is a lot of energy when you talk to the people. The more connections you make, it could be at the grocery store, right? And you just talk to someone, I don't know, but like these weird interactions with people can lead to bigger and better things. So keep that in mind. It is quite the people energy too, in a way. Okay. Could be, garage sale maybe to make more money, or selling some stuff online to make more money. That could be a thing as well. So it could be too that Venus likes to love. Maybe you're meeting someone too through friends that asks, a friend asks you to an event, or you get invited to something, and then you meet someone if you're looking for romance, for example, things like that. If you get invited, if it feels good, do it, because like I said, the more people open these doors for you to abundance. Okay. Now, I also like to look at what Jupiter's doing for everybody, because Jupiter runs Sagittarius, and that's the season we're talking about. So what's Jupiter doing for you in particular, Libra? Well, it is retrograde in your 10th house. You are reviewing stuff about your career right now, Libra. You are reviewing things, if you're retired, you're sort of looking back at all the things you've done in your life and how you've made a mark in the world. But this has to do a lot to review, your job, your career, your business, things like that. There could be changes there as Jupiter is retrograde, where you're reviewing, you're thinking about things before it moves forward again too. So there's lots of reflection on 10th house matters, which have a lot to do with your career, your fame, your reputation in the world, and it's right on top of the chart. So it's it's how everybody looks at you. It's how and the mark you make on the world. So lots of reflection on that right now too, Libra. For some of you, the company you work for may pay for you to get training to up-level your skills. And if that happens, great. Somebody pays for you to get trained. Yes, please. Or it could be like an apprenticeship thing or something like that as well. So that looks interesting. And then finally we get this full moon, December 4th. Full moon, culmination, big energy here on December 4th in Gemini. And Libra, that's in your 9th house. You are having some new expansion here, right? I'd start in your community first, right? Your near environment. You can expand there and then it ripples out into the world. For some of you, this can be schooling too. Libra, you do have this school vibe, the 3rd, 9th house line. There's a learning or a teaching. It could be suddenly you get this aha moment on the full moon, December 4th or that week. I am the teacher. Or it could be travel. I mean, the 3rd and 9th house is also a travel line, and that's another way we can expand our mind, not just through education, but through travel. When you go on a trip and you come back and you're just kind of a whole different person because you have a new perspective now. Right? And so traveling could be a thing as well, or completing the preparations for a trip. Okay, Libra. So that looks good. Lots of fun stuff there. Okay, so let's pull some cards for you. We will start with the Power of 8. So Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand and the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, they do come as a set on my website. If you're interested, Libra, www.themoontree.org. Okay, so let's start with the blue Lenormand cards for you in Sagittarius season, November 21st to December 21st for Libra. Here it is. 2 cards came up. We've got the child card, which can mean your literal children. There could be attention with your children or things like that. But often it just means something new. And it is about your feelings, the moon. So new feelings. Look at that big full moon, right? I'm pretty sure that December 4th full moon is going to be quite impactful for you, Libra, in that 9th house. New horizons. 9th house is your belief systems change. There's publishing there. New feelings of expansion for you, Libra, in some ways. So that looks really good indeed. So keep that in mind. Let's pull a card for you with the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. Okay, the pink ones. Here we go. Okay. This is for Libra in December, Sagittarius season. Oh, my thoughts are clear. Number 11. It's important to keep those thoughts clear. You are going to be through a busy time, Libra. So make sure everything's organized and clean, especially up here. Okay. And so you can use these kind of stones like quartz or selenite. Lemurian quartz is a nice one too, to sort of just wave around and, meditate and keep your thoughts clear. But there's the number 11, which the 11, quite often for me, it's like a portal, the 11, and you go through into this new adventure. So that full moon, December 4th, will be highlighting, opening up some kind of new opportunities for you. So watch for that and, keep your thoughts clear along the way, right? Turn off the Wi-Fi at night. Don't fill your head with too much data, right? You're an air sign, Libra. It's easy for you to be up in the air and getting so much data and it gets all cluttered in there. So I think that's why, my thoughts are clear came up here for you. Now, let's pull a card from the Butterfly Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue for life's changes. Beautiful butterfly. Look at how raggedy this deck is. It's like my first deck I ever owned, and obviously I love it. And so let's pull a card for Libra, adult children. So some of you Libras, I'm thinking after, let's see here. We do have, after December 16th, some energy going into your fourth house of the home and family, your parents, your roots, things like that, adult children. So let's look at Doreen's saying, like, what did she write in her book exactly for adult children? Changes to your children, Libra, who are now grown. Usually it signals an adult child has moved away from home, getting married, off to college, something like that. But sometimes these changes make you feel like strong feelings of grief in some way, especially if your kids are going through a divorce or something that makes you feel sad, things like that can be happening here. Okay. The parenting part of your life now shifts. It could be some of you Libras are having the kids, some of your kids are grown now and they're moving away to college or whatever, right? And now you're going to become an empty nester and it's like, oh crap, right? There's that. There could be a void that needs to be filled for you, Libra, through new projects, new meaningful activities, and that third house of gaining more community involvement, right? Social involvement with others as well, Libra, okay? Getting support as well. In some cases, that means you are now the one who is the adult child in a way, maybe like you're growing into your senior years and you need more support, for example, Libra. So keep that in mind, to ask for support and help when you need that. It could be too, additional meaning. She writes, seeking counseling help for adult children of alcoholics. Okay. A child who acts mature beyond his or her years, beyond, sometimes we have rainbow children, for example, who are way wiser than and way more mature than they're supposed to be at that age, for example. And it could be just planning for your child's future as well, right? Maybe it's like filling in the college paperwork or something like that at school, because the third house can often mean the learning and the skills-based training and things like that as well. So adult children. Okay, Libra. So get ready for a busy social time, lots of communications, and get that paperwork done. All right. And, this was just a general reading, but we can dive deeper into your cards and stars by come see me for a reading. www.themoontree.org. All right. I'll see you in the next one, Libra. Bye.